This story starts with a little brat named Emma. The sun peeks over their lovely home and the forest. She's the first to wake up and gets the others up too. This is Norman and this is Ray. And this is their cute mom. She's a sweet, loving mom who takes care of the kids in the orphanage. They all adore her, especially Emma. She'd make a great stepmom for sure. The orphanage, honestly, it seems like the perfect place to grow up. Warm beds, warm meals. There are some strange things about this orphanage, like the kids have tattoos. It's kinda gangster. They start their usual game of tag with Norman chasing. The kids scatter, and Norman sets off to find them. And let me tell you, Norman is built different. These silly kids think they have a chance hiding behind bushes. Norman has basically got a sixth sense. He moves like a ghost, creeping up behind them and taking them out one by one. Most of them have been caught and are waiting for the last one left. And Don is amazed as always. Emma is still going. She's fast and physically superior to Norman. So he waits, watching, planning. And then, he fakes a fall. Emma rushes in to help and boom, she's caught.
Gotcha,
she
bitch!
complains that Norman always wins, and she's never won against this Chad. It's time for their usual tests. These kids, they're sharp. No one cheats. Bunch of weirdos are all laser-focused. Norman, Ray, and Emma ace the exams like they always do. This little sweet girl is Connie. Today's a big day for her. She's getting adopted. It's marked on the calendar. That night, as Connie prepares to leave, she tries to smile but ends up sobbing. There's this heavy, gloomy air. Goodbyes are hard. But here's the thing, Emma notices something. Connie forgot her bunny. Ray tells Emma and Norman that they can still make it if they hurry. Being the good kids they are, rush off to return the bunny. They reach the forbidden gate, something they've never dared to do before. And that's when they see it. A truck. But no driver. Weird, right? Emma peeks inside. What she finds freezes her in place. Her face drains of color. Norman, noticing her reaction, moves in to check. And that's when he sees it too. Connie's lifeless body. Before they can even process, they hear voices. They hurry under the truck just in time. They slowly look above them and they see demons. Talking, laughing, discussing the cost of Connie's meat. Because, well, that's exactly what she was to them. And then, the bombshell, the demon says the farm is doing well. Mom has done a great job raising quality goods. And that he calls out Emma's, Norman's, and Ray's number are growing up well for harvest.
Oh,
and just when you think it can't get worse, one of the demons sniffs the air. I smell something, he says. He checks under the truck. But by some miracle, they don't get caught. Emma and Norman bolt, running like their lives depend on it. Their world shatters. Ray notices something's off with them, but they don't say a word, and go to their room. That night, sleep doesn't come easy. The two talk, this isn't just an orphanage. It's a farm. They're the livestock. And Mom? She's in on it. Every single kid who left before them never made it to a new home. They were all eaten. While they discuss this, Ray is outside the room. Mom has found the bunny inside of the gate. She knows that someone's been here. Morning comes, and Emma has to pretend everything is normal. Mom acts like nothing has happened, and so does Norman. He reminds her, Mom might have found the bunny. She might suspect someone was at the gate. They need to act normal. They need to smile and pretend. But inside, they're already planning. Escape isn't just an option. It's the only way out. They ask why all these tests if they're just going to be eaten. Norman thinks that the more developed the brains, the better the taste. Soon they will be fried chicken. I too would really like some fried chicken right about now. Anyways, they discuss a bit more but decide they need more information. They go to the forest, only the two of them, and decide to jump over the fence. There are rules in this orphanage. Don't go to the gate and don't go over the fence, because it's dangerous. The fence isn't just a fence, it leads to a massive wall. No footholds, no easy way over. Emma climbs the wall to see, and the wall, and it is as thick as it is massive, with trees showing beyond it. Norman feels up the wall and tries to listen, but everything is silent. The bell rings and they hurry back to the house, where the children are gathering around Mom. A kid comes crying to Mom saying he lost his girlfriend in the forest. Mom looks at her watch. tells them not to worry and leaves, but comes back with the child in no time. How did she find her so fast, they wonder. How is she always able to find them wherever they go? Emma and Norman are uneasy. Norman thinks Mom has a tracking device and can find them at any given moment. Norman watches from afar. Opening her tracker in front of them was a message to whomever is trying to escape. They need rope to climb that wall, and he might know where it is. So they go to the hallway, and Don calls Norman for a second, and Norman leaves. Emma sees Connie's drawing and gets sad. When Norman returns, Emma is face to face with Mom. Mom was staring at her menacingly and asks her if everything is okay. And Emma masterfully plays it off, tells Mom that she's doing just fine and that she's just sad that Connie has left. Respect. Norman comes out from hiding. Emma rushes to him and they start going downstairs. Mom stops them and asks if they went to the gate yesterday, and Norman responds, of course not. Mom says she believes them and that she loves them. Emma collapses from absolute fear, but our hero Norman is with her. He is shaking, but he gives her a hand. He is an absolute champ, and she's an obsolete chimp. She'll be all right. As the clock strikes at midnight, Norman, with his lamp, looks through the storage room looking for some rope to stash in the tree. So at the wall, Emma says that they should tell Ray what they saw since he is their friend and he is also quite intelligent. Norman agrees to tell him, but Ray startles them. He tells them he has been following them and that it bothered him not knowing what they were doing. So he decided to ask them directly. So he asks them what they've been hiding and that he wants to hear it right now. They do so and he believes them easily. He doesn't think Norman would make up something so stupid. Off the bat, Ray starts analyzing, thinking, planning, and concludes the younger ones will be a handicap and only the older ones should escape. But Emma completely disagrees. She will not leave anyone behind. He tries to reason with her that winter is coming and they will all die. If they tried to save everyone, she still wouldn't listen to his logical thinking. Even though her plan has a high percentage of failure, she will not leave without them. Ray thinks they absolutely can't risk it, but she still doesn't listen, baffled. Ray turns to Norman and asks him to put some sense into her. But Norman says he will follow Emma. So Norman agrees to her impossible plan to save every one of the children. Ray thinks they're both crazy and that they should see reason. They shouldn't be emotional about this. Ray, angry, asks why is he doing this, he was supposed to be the logical one. But Norman replies he wants to put a smile on Emma's face. Finally, Ray decides he's gonna help and agrees to their stupid plan. Carol, as a replacement for Connie and Sister Corone, arrive at the orphanage and greet them. Another adult woman. They've never seen another adult before and Norman hasn't even anticipated this move. They were shocked by Mom's ways. Ray, Norman, and Emma were not giving up. Not yet. The battle had just started and they are ready to see it through. The three of them are in the library talking about Connie's replacement and Sister Corone. Ray believes they have a chip inside them allowing Mom to track their location. They decide it is essential to look for the tracker so that they can escape with everyone. Norman tells Emma that they should check the new child since the implant wound would be fresh. On the next scene, we see Mom and Sister talking. Mom doesn't seem to like Sister Corone. Mom condescends her. Then she gives her files on the children on the farm and tells her to memorize all of them. Damn, that's a lot of paper. And Sister Corone starts to easily memorize it like a computer. Mom tells Sister that she thinks one of the children are aware of the truth. Sister freaks out and says that they should tell the higher-ups. But Mom tells her to shut those juicy lips up and that she has it all under control. She calls her a peasant and tells her to leave. But in her room, we see her talking excitedly to a doll. The doll is probably the creepiest thing we've seen so far. Anyways, she tells the doll that they're gonna snitch on Mom and she then can replace her as the new Mom because that is her dream. Ray tells Norman they should kill the adults. But Sister appears between them and comes as close to their face as she can without facing jail time. She's definitely creepier than the doll. Meanwhile, Emma is checking out the new child, looking for any implants or scars. The baby is ticklish. Gilda arrives on the scene and they find it on his left ear. Gilda asks what Emma was looking for. Emma just says they are vaccine spots. Gilda asks her to check if there is one on her ear. but there are none. It doesn't show on the older ones. Carol holds Emma's middle finger. I think we all know what he was trying to say. Mom is somewhere talking on a radio to the outside world. She talks to Grandma, who is in close relation to the demons. She is told to prepare a special grade food for the king of demons. The other farms have failed except hers. And Mom says the fruits are ripe for picking. Gilda notices that the trio is acting weird again. They sneak to the forest, and Sister Corone suspects something. Emma tells them how and what she found out about the tracking devices. Norman suggests they should break it only when they are about to escape because Mom would probably find out if we took them out now. Ray says she should rethink about leaving the children, but Emma suggests that they should train them using the game of tag. Mom will not notice they're training them for the escape. She will instead think they are just playing. While Emma pushes them to their physical limit, Ray and Norman try to sharpen their minds by talking to them and giving them tasks. We can see the kids are getting better and better. Of course, they are still no match to Norman, who sneaks up behind him and catches him. We see creepy coronavirus staring at the kids from a distance. She wants to play a game of tag, and so they start. She starts running down the hill like a monster. As she reaches the forest, she tricks the small ones with leaves and easily catches them without a sweat, and breaks a freaking tree to take another kid out. Creepy Corone finds 2 children, and before she gets to them, Emma swoops in and takes the 2 children they were hidden. And as she cornered Emma, "Your weakness," she said, "is your naivety. You care too much. You'll never escape if you keep carrying others." Emma looks up. They are caught. Corona starts chasing Norman and Ray. They suddenly split up. She chases after Norman, but he parkours like a pro and goes to higher ground, and she loses him. My man then smolders down at her. Her knees wobble as she realizes his greatness. The time is up. Ray tells her the game is over, and they go back. Today, victory was theirs. Corone looks at Gilda and goes bingo. At night, the trio meet up. They suspect they have a traitor among the children, and Norman plans to find them, and they go to prepare dinner. Emma doesn't want to believe that one of their friends might be a traitor. She is uneasy and looks around. Who could betray them? Who in their right mind would side with the demons? Mom remained as composed and calculating as ever. She addressed Corone. Her voice was calm and condescending, her tone deceptively pleasant. "Don't forget your place," she reminds her. "You're my pawn, and if you behave, perhaps I'll reward you with the mom position you so desperately desire." In Corone's room, her mind raced with fury and ambition. How dare she speak to me that way? Just watch. I'll drag her down, and soon I will be the mom of this house. Meanwhile, the trio refined their escape plan. Norman says he will look for the traitors himself, and they should leave that to him. Ray says he can finish making a tracker disabler, and Norman says then they leave in 10 days, and they are shocked. They think it's too soon, and Norman says that winter is near and they should hurry to survive. And he want to talk to Dawn and Gilda to find who the traitor is. They plan on meeting with Dawn and Gilda, whom they suspect the most, inside the old library. Emma tells them that their family is being sold off to bad people. But while Dawn thinks that she's just joking, Gilda believes everything they've been telling her and tells Dawn to believe them. Norman and Emma hide the truth about the demons, saying that the kids were just sent to horrible families after they left. Ray gets angry with him for hiding the truth since they won't know who the spy is. However, Norman has prepared a trap, saying he told Dawn rope will be under Norman's bed, while Gilda will have her rope hidden inside the bathroom. Depending on where the rope goes missing, they will discover who the actual spy is. While everyone slept that night, Gilda woke up and left the room. But Emma noticed. Underneath Isabella's doorstep, a piece of paper was left saying the rope is underneath Norman's bed. The door opens in front of Gilda and Corone welcomes her inside. Emma tries to eavesdrop, but Gilda tells her that she doesn't have anything on her mind and thanks her for being so caring. As she's about to leave, Corone reveals that she knows Emma told her everything, terrifying Gilda. She promises to protect Gilda as she snitches, but Gilda pushes her away because sister has really bad breath. Corone whispers in her ear, saying that if she ever seeks protection, she knows where to come. Afterward, Gilda tried to sneak back inside and Emma is glad to see her. She cries and hugs Emma, But Corone's anger grows because she wants to find someone who will supply her with information. The following morning, Norman asks Ray why he thinks someone would offer to sell out his own comrades, and Ray reveals that it could be to avoid being shipped and eaten by the demons. His words continue puzzling Norman throughout the entire day, and he asks what Emma would do if she discovered someone had been selling them out this entire time. Emma says she would try to rescue them because they're all family after all, and her purity brings a smile to Norman's face. He goes with Ray to check above the bathroom, finding that the rope is still there. They then head to his bed, but there's no rope there, and Ray thinks it's a shame that Dawn has been selling them out. This was Norman's 1000 IQ move. Instead of setting a trap for Dawn and Gilda, he purposely laid 4 traps, 2 to trick Ray into believing he was being honest. However, the actual trap intended for Dawn was left in the dining hall and Gilda's trap was in the library. They never had any knowledge of the trap underneath his bed, so it's awfully coincidental that it went missing when Ray is the only one who knew about it. Ray lays down in defeat, but begins laughing. He's surprised Norman was able to catch on to him, and he reveals that he's been spying on them this entire time. Norman knew Ray was the best person for influencing every action in their plan, especially with his intelligence. To keep him from being detected, Norman asks Ray how long he's been working for Mother, and Ray says he's been doing it ever since he was brought to this place. He asks him if the transmitters can actually be destroyed, but Ray won't tell him anything since they're going to abandon him now. Norman rejects the idea of this, saying that he will keep him by their side on 3 conditions. 1 is guaranteeing their safety, 2 is telling them everything he knows, and 3 is defecting. Norman wants him to turn sides and become a double agent. Ray wonders why Norman is so adamant on remaining friends with him, and Norman says that Emma's words inspired him to continue being a family. Still, he's puzzled why Ray hid the bunny so they could find out about the demons, and why he's been constantly giving them valuable information rather than just hindering them. He wonders if Ray is truly their enemy, and Ray says that he volunteered to be a spy out of his own will. It was all to lay groundwork for his great escape plan. He went out of his way to make an offer with his mother if she was to benefit from his work. He requests that she delays his shipment until he was 12 and buy him all sorts of items from outside the farm. This entire time, he's been using those items to create an object that neutralizes the transmitter. So in this overall game, he's the biggest trump card to overthrowing their mom. All of this info will be their way of escaping, and even sending them to the gate that day to see Connie was just to save them. He has only one condition to supplying Norman with all the information and lying to Mother, and that condition would involve pretending he's going to save everyone for Emma. However, when the moment arrives, he intends for him to abandon all the others, no matter how much the younger kids have improved. Ray views them as a burden. If he refuses to accept this condition, then dying here would be preferable. Norman hesitantly agrees, though he feels this is a bleak situation. Ray strides away confidently, while Norman struggles to come up with a solution. Everything has gone perfectly for Ray, but as Norman continues to ponder, he suddenly realizes something and chuckles. Then, Norman understands that he has made a mistake. At night, he sneaks into the room to meet Mom as planned, but fabricates stories to keep her occupied, claiming that Corone has been acting selfishly against her. She informs him that Corone is merely a last-ditch insurance since he was an ineffective watchdog. This didn't prevent Norman and Emma from encountering the demons. Ray asserts he has betrayed his best friends ever since and is constantly monitoring Corone, so she better deliver. Mom agrees to their arrangement and promises to give him some. Within the tunnel, Norman escapes with the other kids, but when he looks back, he sees all his friends falling. The enormous demon looms behind him. Norman awakens in fear, yet tries to maintain a smile. In the forest, Emma inquires about the spy, and Norman steps forward to disclose that he has been the one spying on them all along. Emma's mind is flooded with information. Ray attempts to clarify that he intended to inform them about everything, but they inadvertently left the bunny at the gate, which raised Mom's suspicions. However, he's on their side and will do everything to save all the kids. Emma thinks this isn't like him and thinks it'll be great that everyone's going to be saved. However, him knowing this entire time troubles her, and she asks him if he was experimenting on other kids to develop his transmitter blocking technology. She wonders what happened to those kids and tells him to promise to never choose kids like that. He promises he won't, but in the distance, Dawn gets angry that they're not trying to rescue Connie from the outside world. Gilda wonders if there's something much more sinister happening in the background. She sensed something is amiss in the house and met with Emma to discuss it. Inside, there's likely a concealed room adjacent to her bedroom. Ray believes this room is probably where she communicates with HQ for other mothers, but he's never known its location. Dawn suggests they attempt to break in, but Ray warns that they won't gain anything except revealing their awareness of the place. Moreover, if Korone catches them, she'll have all the proof she needs to eliminate them and take over as the next mother. Ray asks him if he could make dinner to avoid suspicion about their disappearance, and Dawn reluctantly agrees to leave. However, as he descends the stairs, he glances toward Isabella's room and knocks, receiving no response. He enters the room, trying to find a hidden entrance by pulling at the bookshelf. After several tries, Gilda shifts the door aside, but it's locked, and someone begins to come in. Their hearts drop, though. Phil walks in, saying he was just playing hide and seek with the other kids. The next day, Don sets his plan into motion and runs into his mother to snatch the key from her, showing it to Gilda. Even though everything went smoothly, Isabella has sensed something is very wrong with their behavior. Inside the library, Emma shows them something she's discovered after being in the library for a long time. An author by the name William Minerva has multiple books here with secret messages. Dawn finally opens the door to enter the room. Emma and her friends try to decode the message, and they notice that each circle has Morse code hidden inside of it. Dawn and Hilda close the door behind them and find a secret door into a downstairs area. They decide to enter and light a match. Meanwhile, the words doubt, danger, run, truth, harvest, monster, and farm are all hidden in Morse code. Norman wonders if this could mean there's a human society out there. Dawn and Gilda look around the room and find Connie's bunny, realizing that Emma was lying to them about her being alive this entire time. Norman thinks that it's definitely worth investigating these books, and Emma thinks there might be something hidden within for surviving in the wilderness. At the same time, Dawn and Gilda hear their mom entering her room and think they're done for. As Emma and the rest head to have dinner, they notice that the only two missing are Dawn and Gilda, striking fear into them. Dawn and Gilda try to move around to exit, but Isabella hears their movement. She is ready to open the door to see what could have caused the noise, but a kid barges in, giving Isabella the door to her secret room. She realizes she must have dropped it, and Dawn and Gilda manage to make it out through the other door. They meet together late when everyone's asleep, and Dawn reveals that they checked the room downstairs. Ray is infuriated because of how dangerous and reckless they were, so Dawn asks him what would have happened. Were they also going to be killed like Connie, whose bunny remained in that room? Emma apologizes for lying to them, and Dawn demands they tell them everything. After hearing the truth, Gilda and Dawn are terrified, and Dawn asks them why they hid the truth this entire time. He punches Norman down and proceeds to hit Ray too. He asks Emma if they've seen them as burdens needing protection all this time and cries, questioning how they could lie to their family, to their siblings. He steps outside to cool off, thinking it's not their fault for deceiving. He feels ignorant and powerless, believing he's just dead weight to them. He wishes he were stronger, and Gilda reassures him that he will grow stronger. Emma steps out, apologizing for not trusting them all along. Norman and Ray also come to apologize, and together they reconcile with a week left until their plan's execution. Norman starts to doubt Ray's claims about doing anything to keep them from being killed beneath his bed. Norman uncovers Ray's true plan and finds it remarkable. While Ray speaks with his mother, he fabricates a story about his injury, claiming Norman intends to kill her to escape. She tells him she will ensure his plans fail, but she's been informed by the higher-ups that the next shipment is set for Ray's 12th birthday. The other kids scout the forest and discuss their strategy, but as they converse, Pennywise is seen eavesdropping. She tells them she's heard everything. She twirls like a ballerina. Last night, she listened to all of them, and she's thrilled to finally get what she desires. She asks them if they'd like to join forces with her. Norman wants to listen to her terms, and Korone discloses that she wishes to join forces with them to take Mom's role as mother. She seeks to escape her own predicament and reveals the number tattooed on her. She explains that she was also a girl raised in one of these farms, where certain girls at 12 can choose either to die or to become a mother. Provided they score nearly perfectly and have a recommendation from a mother, they gain that choice. However, they can never leave the grounds, and she shows them the chip implanted in her. If she attempts to leave the farm, the chip would deliver an electric shock to stop her heart. Furthermore, if she dies, an alarm would alert the demons, making it impossible to kill Mom. What Korone desires most is a peaceful life as a mother, so escaping would allow her to eliminate Mom and secure her position. This is why she seeks their cooperation and extends her hand to Norman. However, Emma wants to ensure how she would guarantee their safety. Korone states that Ree would immediately expose her plot to Mom if she betrayed them, so she vows to keep this agreement confidential. Emma trusts her, and Norman shakes her hand. This thrills her, and she promises to provide any information needed for their escape. Corone does this weird dance for some reason. Later that day, Emma feels it's too convenient for Corone to assist them, but Norman has already seen through her intentions. If she genuinely cared for their lives, she would have helped them escape immediately. She's merely doing this to earn their trust and gather concrete evidence to unseat Mom and ship them out. Finding Ray's transmitter blocker will be the only proof she requires, but Ray confidently assures them that he won't mess up hiding it. Norman believes they can dodge risks and gather information if they strategize carefully. At night, Mom walks to the gate to collect the latest package from the demons. Inside is a letter and a black box. Norman and Emma knock on Corone's door, and she lets them in. Her lifeless doll unnerves them, and she says they can ask anything they wish. Emma requests the monitor that tracks them, and Corone is surprised they know about it. The device only shows the kids' locations but doesn't identify them. They inquire about where the trackers are. She reveals they're located in the ears, and they feign shock. However, she doesn't know how to destroy the trackers, so cutting off the ears would be the only way to remove them. She continues, disclosing that there are 5 other farms like this one, and the outside world is filled with humans who treat the demons as equals. Norman asks about security, and she tells them it's very relaxed, relying on the wall and transmitters to keep the kids confined. Norman and Emma thank her for the info and begin to leave. But Corone bursts into hysterical laughter, realizing during their conversation that they knew about the transmitter's location and how to destroy it. After all, they showed no reaction to learning about it and didn't even check behind their ears. She wonders what secrets they're hiding and asks if they've heard of him. She promises to tell them about him next time if they return. Who is him, you say? Well, I am him. Ray plays with his new camera while Mom watches him sadly. He takes a Polaroid photo and asks if she could discuss their plan after lunch. The clock chimes that night, and Mom crosses out the date, knowing their escape day has finally arrived. The next day at the playground, Ray reviews the plan again with the others. After lunch, he plans to distract Mom by betraying Corone. Meanwhile, he wants the others to scale the wall and explore the area. Dawn and Gilda leave, but Norman brings bad news. Corone has discovered their device for disabling the transmitters and will start searching for it. Norman worries if Corone will find the evidence before they escape, but Ray assures him that part is covered. Corone sits in her room, puzzled by the kids lying about the transmitters and their destruction plans. She realizes they've likely already created a transmitter blocking device, which would be all the evidence she needs. So, she decides to search the house. In the kids' bedroom, she checks every possible spot around Ray's bed, but Phil walks by and sees her. It surprises her, but she claims she's just cleaning the floor. After moving the bed and dresser, she finds a note underneath and realizes she's finally obtained what she's been looking for. Emma and Norman hear her loud footsteps, but Ray smiles, knowing she fell for his trap. Corone reads the note, pleased to have found more dirt on Mom. She thinks if Grandma knew, Mom would be utterly ruined. However, she wonders how Ray could have known about this when Mom herself should be clueless. Corone hears a knock on the door and sees Mom holding a sharp object. Mom points it at Corone, who braces for an attack. Instead, Mom hands her a letter and tells her to open it. Corone reads the letter, shocked and trembling. Mom bids her goodbye, and all of Corone's plans are shattered. The letter congratulates her on becoming a mother of the 4th farm. Mom explains she's been recommending her for ages, and Grandma is here right now waiting to take her. Corone's face shows no joy as she crumples the paper in her hands. Once Mom leaves, Corone feels utterly defeated. Yet, this is her last chance to destroy Mom, so she looks at the pen and vows to never let Mom succeed. Before leaving, Corone had pieces of paper and other stuff in a bag, which she hid away. She walked toward the gate and entered. Grandma was waiting for her with a smile, and Corone gathered her courage. As she approached, she tried to inform Grandma and took out the piece of paper to show her. After reading it, Grandma wonders if Corone is implying that the perfect scores are attempting to escape, and Corone confirms she is right. However, Grandma insists that as long as they are under control, It's perfectly fine, as she once did the same. She explains that Mom's children and her farm are special, and anyone trying to replace her would greatly inconvenience Grandma since she generates the highest profits. Corone realizes she has fallen for Mom's trap, and a giant demon emerges from behind Grandma. While Mom prepares lunch for the kids, they enjoy dinner, unaware that Corone is about to be the demon's meal. Since childhood, she cared for a baby toy until her 12th birthday when she was given the choice to live on as a mother. Shortly after, she received the scar and met Grandma. As the demon approached, she recalled the studying and combat training she underwent. She kept that toy with her, and even now it seemed to watch her as she faced the demon. Over the years, she honed her abilities until she overheard a mysterious doctor talking. Upon leaving, he dropped a pen that she took and kept before escaping the farm. She left that mysterious pen along with pieces of paper for the kids to find. The demon finally captures her, and her last wish before dying is for the kids to escape with all their might. She wants them to survive and to destroy this godforsaken world.
She did!
These are her final thoughts before the flower blooms. Later that day, Ray meets with Mom to execute his plan of distracting her. Simultaneously, Norman and Emma rush to scout the walls. As they walk, Mom tells Ray that she has disposed of Sister Corone, causing him to put his tail between his legs and flee in fear. He opens her door to find her gone. She explains that she got rid of Corone because she was no longer useful, and now the same fate awaits him. He's always been her loyal lapdog, and she kept him around despite knowing he was a lying double agent. She didn't want to let him go until the last moment, but things have changed, and she will monitor his friends closely. He tries to hug her to stop her, but she yeets him away and locks him in the room. As she gazes at the compass, she realizes that Emma and Norman are likely the ones trying to escape. Dawn and Gilda worry about not seeing Ray's signal, but Mom appears and smiles as she walks toward Emma and Norman. Dawn rushes inside to rescue Ray. Hearing Ray banging against the door, Dawn breaks it down. Ray runs out of the house to reach Mom before she gets to his friends. However, as Emma pulls out the rope, she and Norman hear footsteps in the distance. They see Mom approaching and wonder how their plan could have failed. Mom says it's been 10 years, but this is the first time they will speak without deception. She tells them that now they are nothing but breeders and livestock. Yet, she still loves them with all her heart, as if they were her own children. This is why she wants them to stop resisting. She desires for them to live a painless life, as it takes just a moment to die while they can enjoy long, happy lives. Emma responds that there's nothing peaceful about this existence and would prefer to endure countless pains while being free and alive. Norman declares he's done being a good kid, and Emma rushes toward Mom to try and neutralize her. She attempts to grab the compass, but in an instant, Mom breaks her leg cleanly. Ray and the others arrive just then. Mom tells Norman he's wise to realize he should surrender. They are her precious top-quality food, and she will ensure they are raised as the best livestock until the end. Mom comes back, and Phil, along with a few others, notices something is off with Emma's broken leg. But that's not the worst part. Mom tells Emma she will heal in a month or two since it was a clean break, allowing her to focus on celebrating tomorrow, Norman's last day before being shipped out. Norman understands he's facing his doom and that it's all over for him. Back at home, he watches over Emma to ensure she's okay. She reaches for his hands and begins to cry. Norman reassures her that the plan isn't over yet, but she tells him to be quiet, as he's being shipped out tomorrow. He maintains a warm smile and leaves to get some water. At the fountain, he struggles to twist the faucet, and the cup falls from his grasp. His mind is in complete chaos. Ray yells in frustration, determined to find a way to save Norman. He instructs Dawn and Gilda to prepare everything for an escape that night. Ray enters Emma's room, declaring they'll rescue Norman tonight. Norman finds the strength to get back up and walks toward the room, ensuring he has a smile on his face to ease Emma's worries. However, Ray is sitting there, urging Norman to run away alone tonight. Norman apologizes for refusing, but they insist he must. They want him to disable his transmitter and hide in the forest or nearby until the rest escape, even if it might alert the demons. Ray knows they wouldn't increase security. Their two rules are to ensure livestock is raised safely without discovering the truth and to allow their brains to develop properly. Norman worries about countless things going wrong, but Ray has solutions and wants Norman to do whatever it takes to survive. Norman, however, refuses to comply, fearing they might replace his shipment with Emma or someone else. He won't allow anyone else to die in his place. Emma suggests that Ray could just break his leg too. If someone is injured, they wouldn't be considered top-quality meat. Ray thinks she's brilliant and adds that they could even catch an illness to ensure they aren't shipped. They'll do anything to save Norman, and she tells him they're family, so she will do everything to keep living together. Emma cries, even Norman cries, and he agrees to follow their plan. Yay, Norman's not dying. Ray hands him the transmitter blocking device, instructing him to scout the wall before hiding tomorrow. This is the item Ray spent 6 years crafting from various materials, all since the day he uncovered the truth about their situation. Norman asks how he learned the truth, prompting Ray to finally reveal it. Since birth, he was a rare child who didn't suffer from childhood amnesia. He retains all his memories from birth, recollecting a dark place where he heard a lullaby. Though hazy, he remembers how the demons appeared and how the babies were divided into 5 groups before entering a dark tunnel to arrive here. The gate doesn't lead outside. It only connects to the headquarters. This is why security is relaxed. They know no one can escape through the gate. Because of this, Norman plans to escape tomorrow while they wait for him to hide in the forest at night. Mom told everyone that this would be Norman's last night at the house. The other kids tried to act normally, but before sleeping, Norman opened his dresser and found the items Corone left, shocking him during playtime. The next day, Norman ran to the wall with the rope but decided against activating the transmitter blocking device. He tied the rope to a tree and used it to help him climb over the wall. He almost slipped but managed to make it. The sight in the distance astonished him, and he smiled with determination. Emma and Ray watch Mom as she wonders where Norman could have gone. They're pleased she'll finally realize Norman has escaped, but to everyone's surprise, she smiles and welcomes him back. They're all shocked, and Norman's face shows defeat. Ray yells at him for not escaping, but Norman replies that it's a huge drop beyond the walls. He walks away, telling Ray to listen. This is why security isn't needed. Still, there's a way for them to escape. He reveals the entire farm complex's layout. It's shaped like a hexagon, with the headquarters directly across from them. The other regions likely contain the other houses, he explains, so their only option is to escape via the bridge next to the headquarters. Phil enters and says that Mom is looking for him. Before leaving, Norman hands Ray the device he didn't use, explaining that he didn't want to make a single mistake and is relieved, as it would all have been a waste. Emma tries to get Norman to wait, but he hugs both of them, thanking them for making his life wonderful.
Don't cry.
While packing his belongings, he spots the nostalgic string phone he used when he was sick. There was a do not enter sign because he had a contagious cold. As children, even if he was sick, Emma would sneak in and surprise him so that she could talk to him. He tells her that she'll catch a cold. Why would she come in here? And she says it's because she thought he would be lonely, and he blushes. She sits on her chair and tells him she'll do all the talking. But Mom found out and asked why she was there. Emma replied that Ray told her she would be immune. Ray claimed the book said idiots are immune to sickness. Mom sighs and drags Emma out of the room and tells her to keep out and uses police tape to cover the door. After some time, Norman gets bored again because he has nothing to do, but then to his surprise, Emma snuck back in to speak with him and give him something. She handed him the cup phone Ray made, told him it's for them to speak even if they are in different rooms. But Mom finds Emma again and she carried her out of the room while Emma squirmed in her arms like a worm. Emma once outside tests the phone they made and Norman heard her. He also responds to her through the phone, bringing them all joy. These memories became treasures for Norman before leaving for the last time. Norman only packs the cup phone into his suitcase. He tells Mom he is ready and goes downstairs. The children line up to say goodbye to Norman. Emma couldn't bear watching her lifelong friend go. So before he turned to leave, she discarded her crutches to grab onto Norman. Instantly, she attempts to disable his transmitter so he could escape, but Norman pushed her away and tells her to stop. She yelled that she wouldn't let him go and wouldn't respect his wishes. Norman's emotions surged, realizing she was foolish and naive. Yet this is why he loved her. Just as he was about to touch her face, Mom interrupts and threatens Emma. Norman finally exited, but as he walked, he asked Mom if she was truly happy. This question shocked her, and she replied that she was very happy after meeting him. As the gates opened, Norman understood his fate, walking toward the truck, ready to face his doom. However, Mom mentioned they would be waiting for a while, and Norman saw something that completely surprised him. The next day, Emma searched the house, only to find reminders of Norman's absence. She was utterly broken, but the other kids noticed that Ray was also devastated since Norman's departure. Dawn and Gilda tried to connect with them that night, but Ray had completely given up, no longer caring about escaping. He apologized to Emma and the others in her room. Emma burst into tears but saw Mom watching over her. She hugs Emma to ease her pain but suggests that if she wishes, she can recommend her to become a mother. Mom holds her face, telling her that she can do nothing but watch this miserable cycle repeat. However, if Emma were to become a mother, she could live a peaceful life. Emma rejects this idea, prompting Mom to get up and tell her to suffer until the end, just as she is now. Days pass, and Emma sinks deeper into depression, but she's not alone. Ray is utterly devastated, while Mom continues to watch over them with a smile. Before they realize it, a month and a half has passed, and Ray's birthday is tomorrow. Inside the dining hall, Ray sings a lullaby. Emma asks what he's doing. He asks if she's really thrown everything away. He knows she hasn't given up at all, and Emma smiles at him to honor Norman's sacrifice, vowing never to quit. They hadn't spoken in 2 months, pretending to be depressed to throw off suspicion. Mom had been watching them closely, so Emma tried to make her blind to others. Dawn and Gilda have been handling all the equipment and gear preparations, and Emma has developed an escape plan. Ray states they will escape tonight using her plan. Before they leave, they must overcome 2 hurdles. The first is Mom's surveillance. They need to distract her at night to get her away from the kids. The second is the chasm beyond the wall. The bridge is off limits since guards will surely be there once they hear about an escape. Ray has prepared the only viable solution. He shows her the numerous oil canisters he's gathered. This will distract Mom, and he has also hidden 10 Molotov cocktails in the hospital to set the other farms ablaze. Still, he worries about her leg, but Emma assures him her leg is perfectly fine. Emma wonders how a fire could distract Mom from chasing them. He takes an oil canister and splashes it on himself. This is his greatest idea. If he's on fire, there's no way she would abandon a prime asset like him. He has dedicated his life to destroying all of the demon's hopes and dreams, studying and working hard to become the most valuable. Until this moment, they will not taste him. Not over his dead body, literally. This is also his form of atonement for letting countless kids die without saving them. He doesn't want Emma to let their deaths be in vain, so he throws a book to her. When the clock strikes midnight, his birthday has finally arrived. Without hesitation, he lights the match and thanks Emma for the wonderful life he's had with her. Mom hums the same tune as always but suddenly hears screams, prompting her to run. Inside the dining hall, she smells something terrible and opens the door to find fire. Emma is on her knees crying for Ray. Mom checks her pocket watch and sees that Ray's tracker is still there, wondering if he set himself on fire. Gilda helps the other kids escape while Mom tackles the fire hydrant, wanting to save at least the brains. The fire hydrant runs out, and Mom screams at Emma to run outside. However, she sees that Emma is already gone and searches for her tracker, which leads her to an empty bathroom. Emma hasn't moved, and she comes closer to the bucket on the floor and pushes the bucket to discover that only her ear remains. Mom realizes she's been tricked and wonders when they planned all this. Emma sprints toward the wall, catching up with the others. The best part is that Ray is still with them. When the clock struck midnight, Emma had run and leaped to catch the flame before it ignited the fire. The other kids knock on the door, handing her the items she prepared for the escape. Emma slaps Ray to snap him back to reality, and the kids have set up the trap. They've filled it with fake hair and meat to create the stench of a burning body. The only thing left is the transmitter. Ray is still hesitant, but Emma tells him he can die elsewhere, reminding him those were Norman's last words. Norman had discovered Ray's plan to sacrifice himself when he searched under his bed. In his letter, he outlined his final steps and included a gift from Sister Corone. This entire time, Emma has been following his plan. After receiving the letter, she lit the fire to deceive Mom. Mom rushes to head downstairs but finds her doors lock-jammed. Ray asks Dawn how all the kids learned about the secret, and Dawn explains they tricked Sister Corone into revealing the truth that day. Emma had told Norman he should inform everyone about the monsters to ensure they were aligned with the escape plan. Since Mom was only watching them, it would completely catch her off guard if all the kids were in on it. When they met with Sister Corone, the other kids eavesdropped, and the rest were gradually brought along under Emma's direction. For the next 2 months, this is how they prepared all the necessary equipment and training to climb over the wall. When Emma finally arrived, she saw Norman's ghost urging her to keep moving forward. Back at the house, Mom has managed to get the box out and announces to headquarters that a fire has occurred. As everyone leaves, Ray notices something is off about the count. Ray wonders if this is truly everyone, and Phil comes to tug at Mom, shocking her. Ray asks Emma about the infants, and she replies that she's finally come to her senses. While helping the others carry the kids over the wall, she recalls discussing the little ones with Dawn and Gilda during winter. It seemed unlikely the younger ones would survive. Emma understands she can't take everyone with her. Other kids from different plants likely need help too. Realizing this, she brought Phil to tell him the truth. Phil takes it well and believes everything she says. He's noticed something is off ever since Corone kept mentioning the harvest and searching through Ray's belongings. He thought it strange how scared Emma was about Norman leaving. It finally clicks for Phil that all the other kids have passed away, and he begins to cry. Emma promises to return for them, stating she will only take kids 6 years and older now to prevent more deaths. She assures Phil that she will come back for him within a year before he's shipped. But when they return, it won't just be Phil and the other kids. She will ensure they rescue kids from all the plants. Mom asks Phil where the kids are, and he runs to gather them, slowing her down. She announces the emergency again to headquarters, and alarms blare in the distance. The demons enter high alert mode, allowing soldiers to kill anyone except high-quality meat. Emma knows the bridge will be heavily guarded, so she points out the closest spot next to the wall. This was the place Norman scouted. Gilda also reveals that they've planned extensively for this day. Dawn spent weeks getting stronger to ensure he could finally throw a stone to reach the tree on the other side. Eventually, his throw was strong enough to make it across without fear. Dawn takes a clothes hanger and ziplines down the rope like a pro. They prepare bottled rockets and toss them across, allowing Dan to tie them all together. The kids begin ziplining one by one, just like they practiced during training. Ray wonders how they prepared for all this and sees Norman's ghost beside him, saying he told him so. He encourages Ray, reminding him that he also hesitated. But thanks to Emma, he found the light that made him believe it was possible. She is the unwavering light in his heart, giving him the courage to never give up. Mom receives news that the kids haven't reached the bridge yet and realizes the only place they could have gone. A girl is nervous about crossing the chasm, and 2 little boys also become afraid. Ray grabs the girl and tells Emma to tie her to him. He then urges the little boys to stop acting scared and to man up. Ray ziplines across, and Mom remembers being young and using the rope to jump across. The other 2 kids make it over, and finally, it's Emma's turn. Before she goes, she sees Mom's face watching her. They lock eyes. Emma bids goodbye to the house they once called home. Finally, she says goodbye to her mother and ziplines across. The ropes are cut right after, floating in the wind. Emma and the rest of the kids run away, while Mom undoes her hair for the first time in years. She recalls when she was young, staring across the chasm, and how she once heard a melody from a boy's instrument, young Mom surprising him. She asked him what the melody was and requested he play it again. He began to play it once more. She remembered the day he was shipped off by the now grandma. Mom had cried, but he smiled at her, walking away to never be seen again. The next day, in the middle of winter, she runs to the wall and sees the chasm. However, her mom brought her back then, gave her to Grandma, who offered her a chance to become a mother as well. Determined, Mom became the best mother she could. Eventually, She gave birth to a child and whistled that melody every day. One random day on the planet, she heard the same tune she always sang and approached the tune to find Ray reading under a tree. Mom couldn't believe what she heard, and so she asks how he learned it while she hugged her belly, and Ray smiled, asking why she gave birth to him, and calls her mother. She is devastated. Mom admits she's finally been defeated and pulls the rope back. She smiles, wishing her children a safe journey. She hopes a ray of hope shines on their path, and she comes back to Phil, telling him that they made it out safely. She knows that he knows. She spent that entire night comforting the rest of the children, singing the lullaby. Emma and Ray ran, and she was glad they finally escaped, thanking Norman. They see the sun rise from afar. This was their first step, and a new beautiful day awaited them. A new dawn.